Hello everyone, and welcome to the BFA Class Review Series. My name is Mr. Couchy, and I will lay out for you some of the changes affecting Survival Hunter going into battle for Azeroth. Although we are close to the end of beta, some of this is still subject to change, so don't take everything said here as law. Survival Hunters and Legion were just a mess. Having to juggle no less than 8 plates at a time was just way too micromanagey for the masses to figure out. Technically it performed well, but not many were capable of playing it to its best level. Mongoose Bite was just a bit of a hassle to deal with, and having it deal 70% of a person's damage is just too messy if they aren't able to manage their stacks well. Bleeds and poisons from Hunter, Rogue, and Warrior were the only overtime effects not affected by haste in Legion, which is being changed going forward in BFA. Each Hunter pet family has a single specialization. Any beast from that family will have that spec, and you won't be able to change it. Each specialization has unique abilities that all Hunter specs can use. Ferocity pets get Predator's Thirst, where you and your pet gain 10% leech, and Primal Rage, which increases haste by 30% for all party and raid members for 40 seconds. Tenacity pets get Endurance Training, where you and your pet gain 5% increased max health, and Survival of the Fittest, which reduces all damage you and your pet take by 20% for 6 seconds. Cunning pets give you Pathfinding, where you and your pet gain 8% increased move speed, and Master's Call. Your pet removes all root, movement, and pairing effects for you and the pet, and grants immunity to all such effects for 4 seconds. Let's take a look at what Blizzard has done to the spec to make it more accessible. Waylay, Mongoose Bite, which has been turned into a talent, Flanking Strike, which has been turned into a talent, and your Mastery have been removed or reworked. Disengage has now been made baseline. Aspect of the Eagle has been changed to increase the range of your Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike from 0 to 40 yards for 15 seconds. Coordinated Assault, you and your pet attack as one, increasing all damage you both deal by 20% for 20 seconds. And while Coordinated Assault is active, Kill Command's chance to reset is increased by 25%. You now have Kill Command. Kill Command deals physical damage to the enemy, generates 15 focus, and has a 25% chance to immediately reset its cooldown. Coordinated Assault increases the chance by another 25%. Your Mastery has been changed to Spirit Bond, where you and your pet's focus spending abilities deal a % increased damage, and while your pet is active, you both regenerate a % of max health every 5 seconds. Serpent Sting has been moved from a talent to baseline, where you fire a poison-tipped arrow at an enemy, dealing damage instantly and additionally over 12 seconds. Wildfire Bomb is new. You hurl a bomb at your target, exploding for a bunch of damage in a cone and coating enemies in wildfire, scorching them for fire damage over 5 seconds. You have Carve Back. It was eliminated on the beta, but given back because they needed another AoE button other than Wildfire Bomb on a 15-second cooldown. It's a sweeping attack that strikes all enemies in front of you for a bunch of damage. It also reduces the remaining cooldown on Wildfire Bomb by a second for each target hit up to 5. It had its cost change from 40 focus to 30, and its cooldown changed from none to 6 seconds. Raptor Strike, Tar Trap, Explosive Trap, Harpoon, Lacerate, and Wing Clip just had minor wording or number changes. Every one of these changes is a positive. The addition of Kill Command and the moving away of the focus on Mongoose Bite makes an immediate impact. Let's see what work continues into the talents. Consider the talent tree completely gutted. Animal Instincts, Aspect of the Beast, Caltrops, Disengage, Dragonfire Grenade, Expert Trapper, Guerrilla Tactics, Intimidation, Mortal Wounds, Ranger's Net, Serpent Sting, Snake Hunter, Sticky Bomb, Way of the Mok'Nathal, and Throw Axe have all been removed. You have a bunch of new talents. Alpha Predator is Kill Command now has 2 charges and deals 30% increased damage. Birds of Prey, attacking your pet's target with Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike, or Butchery, or Carve, extends the duration of Coordinated Assault by a second. Binding Shot will now root the target in place for 5 seconds instead of stun it. Bloodseeker, Kill Command causes the target to bleed for a bunch of damage over 8 seconds, and you and your pet gain 10% increased attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 12 yards. Born to be Wild reduces the cooldowns of Aspect of the Eagle, Cheetah, and Turtle by 20%. Chakrams, you throw a pair of Chakrams at your target, slicing all enemies in the Chakram's path for physical damage. The Chakrams will return to you, damaging enemies again. Your primary target takes 100% increased damage. Flanking Strike, you and your pet leap to the target and strike as one, dealing physical damage, and it generates 30 focus for you and your pet. Guerrilla Tactics, Wildfire Bomb now has 2 charges, and the initial explosion deals 100% increased damage. Hydra's Bite. Serpent Sting fires arrows at 2 additional targets near your target, and its damage over time is increased by 10%. Mongoose Bite is a brutal attack that deals a bunch of damage and grants you Mongoose Fury. It increases the damage of Mongoose Bite by 20% for 14 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. Successive attacks do not increase its duration. Natural Mending. Every 30 focus you spend reduces the remaining cooldown on Exhilaration by a second. Terms of Engagement. Harpoon deals a bunch of damage and generates 40 focus over 10 seconds, and killing an enemy resets the cooldown of Harpoon. Tip of the Spear. Kill command increases the damage of your next Raptor Strike by 15%, stacking up to 3 times. Viper's Venom. Mongoose Bite Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal an additional 300% initial damage. And lastly, Wildfire Infusion. Lace your Wildfire Bomb with extra reagents, randomly giving it one of the following enhancements each time you throw it. Shrapnel Bomb. Shrapnel pierces the targets, causing Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike, Butchery, and Carve to apply a bleed for 9 seconds that stacks up to 3 times. Pheromone Bomb. Kill command has a 100% chance to reset against targets coated with pheromones. And Volatile Bomb. It reacts violently with poison, causing an extra explosion against enemies suffering from your Serpent Sting, and refreshes your Serpent Sting. The amount of possible min-maxing with this talent alone is worth playing the spec. It's just too much fun. Post-haste, Spitting Cobra, Butchery, and Steel Trap have all just had number tweaks and minor CD adjustments. So how does this feel? A lot better than in Legion. Instead of having to spin 75 plates and making sure not to click one wrong button, it's a lot more streamlined. You harpoon in, you unleash your kill commands and Raptor Strikes, you drop your dots, you disengage back, use Aspect of the Eagle, and do it all again but at ranged. It's like a more controlled Havoc Demon Hunter but with a pet and a gun. I really like this spec. It provides so many avenues of change with thought-provoking decision making, especially with the coolest talent Wildfire Infusion. It creates just the right amount of confusion to spice up the rotation, especially if that encounter turns from single target to AoE. How do you think Survival felt in Legion, and how do you think it will perform in BFA? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around, like and subscribe, and in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.